Love is Blind just gifted us the best example of a toxic boy mom. This woman. As much as I don't like Micah, I don't believe a word she says, starts drama. Like, I've already covered it. But boy, did she dodge a bullet, man. She almost got the mother-in-law from hell. She even sensed it back in season 4 when she was like, Paul's basically marrying his mom. Now, before we get into how she came back to play her mind games, let me just give you a refresher of just how toxic this lady is. Right away, first meeting, she's like, I've wanted this for him for so long. I mean, my baby boy is such a sweetheart. Now, I am from the South, okay? I know Southern white women very well. This woman is terrifying. She's a perfect example of a Southern white woman who raises a little prince and is overly enmeshed in his life to stay, in proximity to power. Because one day the prince will be king, right? So his choice of his wife affects her a lot. So she sees Mike and she's like, oh my God, it's me, but younger. She admits, I'm a helicopter mom. Proud of it. Right after being like, you're beautiful. Oh my God, you're so sweet. Oh my God, your hair, it's just like mine, blah, blah, blah. Then she sends a warning shot across the table. By the way, I don't know if you know, I'm a paralegal. And I got a whole lot of people on my team. And then she goes into being like, based on your first name, I already know everything about you, girl. I know where your mama works, your daddy works. I know everything about your family. Oh, and by the way, he's like the baby Jesus of the family. He's the firstborn. Do you understand what I mean by that? Like literally, this woman went into detail about stalking, going Nancy Drew on Micah and being like, I found her. Based on her first name, I've got her. And Mike is like, ha ha ha, wow, that's kind of weird. Ha 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 ha. As much as I don't like Micah, I feel like she is super toxic, but also easily manipulated. Like both of them. I don't hate Paul. He did a lot of weird stuff, like whatever. I think Micah is so much worse. Paul seems like the only thing that makes me like not like Paul is his mom. Anyone who calls her son baby Jesus. Like, I just feel like this man is so manipulated by women that's how he ended up with Micah. Like, he watched her make a fool of herself and him in the pool. Like, she never liked him. So why did he believe she did? Because mama is, and watch this, because after this whole conversation and everything went down, and they didn't end up together. The reunion was a mess. Apparently they were still talking though, blah, blah, blah. I don't need to remind you, the couple did not work out, and that was for the best. But then mama sticks her little nose in his business because she can't not control her baby boy, her baby Jesus. So then she pulls, I don't know if y'all need this decoded or not, because I speak Southern white woman very well. But I'm pretty sure I don't need to decode this for most people. But just in case you do not know how manipulative we are, especially in the South, we are raised to puppeteer every situation, every single one. So I do not, like, so look at it. She comes in, Mike is all like, yeah, it's kind of weird. We talk every day. We're like friends. I think it's kind of weird. But, as long as it doesn't hurt Paul. So mama comes in and she's like, hey, girl, oh, I love you. Like, she just is like, oh my God, you're my best friend. You're my best friend. And then Micah makes the mistake of revealing any of her feelings. And this woman, to try to get on Micah's side before then manipulating her into doing what she wants, she's like, oh, you know what? I've said this forever. Boys are stupid. Like, she's trying to talk crap about her son just enough to earn Micah's trust. But she does not think her boy's stupid. Well, she kind of does, right? Because she's just like puppeteering all this. Everything is a game of chess with toxic boy moms, right? So then, after gaining Micah's trust, she's like, so, have you talked to Paul? Oh, God. I feel like I'm at home. Watching this woman, I was like, oh, right. That's why I hate it there. You have to decode everything. What's behind this question? Have you talked to Paul? And Micah's like, well, yeah, like we're still talking every day, but like, I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to go in the whole thing. And then she's like, do you know what? Like basically being like, I think you're the one. I think Paul and you should be together. But you know what? He's seeing someone else. Did you know that? And Micah's like, No. Like, Micah's obviously upset by this. And she's like, yeah, it's hard to hear. Seriously, if you want to speak Southern white woman, this woman could offer you a master class. This is perfect what she's doing because I know this game. She even cries. Oh, it's hard. It's hard. Like, I don't believe anything this woman says. Everything she's doing is manipulation. And when I say white Southern women, I mean like upper middle class and above in terms of finances. A lot of my relatives are farmers and stuff, and I'm not sure if they operate on the same way. But upper middle class and above, like it is so confusing. She even was like, I don't know her name. I don't know. I bet you do, lady. You figured out Micah's whole family situation based on a first name. I am sure you're probably tapping Paul's phone. And this is how I know she wants her with Paul, because when Micah was like, yeah, we've been chatting a bit, she's like, good. So here's the thing. This is what this woman was trying to do. She used the threat of Paul talking to some other woman, which he's clearly not serious about because he doesn't talk to us about her really. And also he's thinking of moving to San Diego. Like, dude is not serious. He's probably just, working around. But this mama was like, it's going to get Micah to do, what Micah needs to do to give my son a wife. I want baby Jesus to have a baby Jesus. And she wants this woman working for her. Because that's how toxic boy moms, she wants somebody who will be her little servant. You know what I mean? She's finally at queen status, but she's got no women to push around. And I love it because Micah's super manipulative. But it's funny because she was like, I don't know, she kind of is heavy-handed in the texting. This woman's like texting her every day. Hey, that's weird. You're not supposed to be best friends. Like, stop talking to her. But I think Micah has problems with boundaries too. Other people's boundaries, but her own. And just before this whole stupid, crazy conversation is over, Mama Paul is like, hey, there's something still there. I believe it. And Micah's like, Boom. Next thing she does, she goes to baby Jesus. Hey, baby Jesus. So you're seeing someone, huh? Let's talk about it. I don't know if Paul understands how manipulative his mother is. How can he not see this? Then again, these boys, like, I just feel like she enmeshed him so much that he's just like, well, my mom, she wants what's best for me, la, la, la. So then, I swear to God, I learned triangulation from Southern white women. She's like, now, this is just my opinion. She didn't tell me that. But then she goes in this whole thing being like, Micah would take you back if you just go back with her and beg her to be back. And he's all like, I don't know, like he's trying to have a real conversation with this psycho. And she just keeps hitting it. She will not let it go. She's like, I think, that you have that one special thing, like making him doubt himself, trying desperately one last chance for him to marry younger her, right? Because Micah is her. Paul tends to go for like more outdoorsy types and traveler types, but Mama wants a mini me mama. And she was like, well, I'll tell you this as some advice. Begging goes a long way, son. What's so funny about all this is this woman is trying everything to get Micah into this family. And once Micah has said yes and has that ring and those papers are signed, this is going to be her number one enemy. As much as I don't like Micah, I'm glad this woman does not have a daughter-in-law. And if I hope she gets one, I hope Paul never brings her home. So then Micah goes out with her two BFFs who are super toxic, which is another reason why I don't like Micah. If you think these two women are who you want in your corner, I don't trust you either. And she's all like, yeah, I don't understand. Paul, like, we're not together, but he still calls me. And basically, Paul's using Micah as a therapist. So, Paul, stop talking to her. Move on. Call your mommy for advice. Although she's going to give you really bad advice. But just leave Micah alone. Leave her alone. And I kind of thought that maybe they would get back together because they just, got too manipulated by baby Jesus. No. Good for both of them. Because Micah's like, dang it, there's another woman in the picture. Felt Paul out. Realized he still doesn't want to be with her. So then she's like, yeah, then I can't even be friends with you. And he's like, okay. Maybe we'll see each other down the road. I hope she learned her lesson. Pay very close attention to your boyfriend's mother and look for a mesh because she's not your friend. She's your competition. Oh, and especially if she refers to the father of baby Jesus as your big daddy. Like Big Daddy.